technology can play in democratic life, let's turn to the European context. Manuel, there's a lot of talk these days about democracy-affirming technologies. It's a nice term. Tell us a bit more about what it means from your perspective, the Spanish perspective, the European perspective more generally.
Thank you, Tom, and thank you for the kind invitation to be a part of this conference. Let me begin by saying something that sets the backdrop to what we're discussing. And I see two major threats to democracy emerging out of these technologies. One is in the public debate space, and I think it's been discussed quite thoroughly throughout the conference. It's linked to the effect of social media on the health of our public debate, its capacity to balkanize that debate and to create these echo chambers within our public debate. It's also linked to the fact that because of its digital nature, it opens our public debate to external interference. And also something that I think is very relevant, which is we're just unfortunate that some of these platforms are funded in a very similar way to how our traditional architecture of structuring the public debate is funded through publicity and advertisement. So in fact, we're weakening the traditional architecture of structuring of our public debate as we have these new actors emerging where disinformation is widely circulated. But the other area I think is very significant, and that is linked to data and to surveillance, as has been mentioned now, and the growing capacity of authoritarian states to surveil minorities and dissent and to repress. But there's something deeper to that capacity, and this is something that I think Ambassador Donoghue was mentioning a second ago, which is, the convergence of big data, of AI, of neuroscience, and of behavioral sciences is blurring the frontier between knowing how our citizens behave and being able to shape how our citizens behave. So there's really an alternate form of government that is emerging through the deployment of these technologies. Now, there's a lot that we can do as democracies to counter this. In fact, we've just deployed an agreement with the State Department, and we're beginning to work on this, on a number of challenges for scale-ups and startups around the world that are using democracy-affirming technology so that we can highlight them, identify them, highlight them, and and bring them to the fore. And there are a number of areas where these startups and technology companies are working that are of great interest to us. Technology to mobilize and use data for government and for public service delivery in a way that is respectful of privacy, technologies that can fight disinformation, that can do fact-checking, that improve our cyber security capabilities, democracies that can help forward enfranchisement and democratic political processes. So we need to identify them. And let me finish with a final thought here, which is democracies are not weak in this space. We do not begin this debate from a position of weakness. Just the countries represented in this conference, it represents 70% of global GDP. 8 out of the 10 largest consumer markets in the world are democracies. 85 of the top 100 universities in the world are based in democratic countries. We have some of the most sophisticated government and regulatory apparatus that is out there in the world. So we have the capacity to regulate these technologies. So in everything and anything, that is required for technological development and deployment, we're beginning from a position of strength, from innovation to transfer to scalability because of market size to our capacity to regulate some of these technologies. So there's a lot that we can do to shape the way technology is developed and deployed in the world. And I think that that's an important message also to take from this conference. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Lots of powerful ideas.